Hi everyone, this is Sharon Goulet from digitalnomadwannabe.com. I'm coming live from Cape Town in South Africa, which is, oh my gosh, such an amazing city. I thought I would like it, but I love it. It's just such a beautiful, friendly, interesting place. It's just, yeah, really, I can't say enough how beautiful it is. Anyway, this is not my travel vlog. This is about blogging, and today I'm here to talk about why working on your email list is the most important job on your to-do list and how to get more subscribers. Now, before I get stuck into that, I just want to apologize. I know I said this would be 40 minutes later, but I am exhausted. I just want to go to bed, even though it's like 7:20 here. So I didn't want to leave it any longer and risk that I'd make a bigger fool of myself by not quite making sense because I'm tired. So please forgive me, and hopefully you'll get a lot out of this. Now, I'll be talking about like why it's important to get email subscribers, obviously, why it's important from day one, what you can do about it from the beginning, and then what more serious email collectors can do about it. So maybe you're already sort of doing okay and you're wondering how you can take it to the next level. There'll be something in it for you as well. And how to get people to sign up and the best ways to do that. And then I'll just talk about what's coming up in the Facebook group, because we're going to have a challenge around this. So if you're interested in building, getting more email subscribers, or if you're not sure if you should be interested in it, then you should definitely be listening to this. As always, if you've got any questions, just post them and I'll answer them when I can. So why is it important to get email subscribers? Well, there's a lot of talk about the money being in the list, which is true, and I'll get back to that in a minute, but mostly it's because it's something that you own, right? Like, so, Pinterest could just shut down, Facebook can change their algorithm, Google could de-index you, and you could lose those sources of traffic, right? But your email list you own, so no one can take it away from you. So that's access to your audience that you have control over. So that's what makes it so invaluable. And it's not just like an ideal audience. These are people that liked you enough and what you had to say that they gave you their email address. So they want to know more from you. They want to communicate with you, and this gives you direct access to them one-on-one. And that is really powerful, and why you sort of hear this saying about the money being in the list, because, it's your cultivated target audience should be sitting in that email list, and you've got direct access to them. So that's really powerful when it comes time to sell products or affiliate marketing or anything else you want to do. And at the very least, your email list should be a way to get traffic to your site. So there's lots of ways that it's really good. And even if you don't know how you might use an email list yet to get traffic or to make money or whatever else, it's still really worth collecting them from day one, okay? Because even if you're not getting much traffic at the moment, say you're getting 100 people a week looking at your site, if you could get 5 people to sign up, that's still 5 people a week, and maybe you can get them back to your site every week then. So over time, by the end of the year, if you still were just getting 5 people a week, and hopefully it would increase by then. But if you were still on that, that's still 250 people. If you're getting them to your site every week, then suddenly instead of 100 hits a week, it's like 350 or whatever else. So it is powerful right from the beginning, and it's going to be one of those things. You're never going to sit back and go, oh gosh, I'm so sorry I wasted time getting an email list from day one. Like, you're just not going to say that. You're going to be really thankful that you put the effort in. I look back now and I wish I'd done it earlier, like everybody. I did it at the start of 2015. I started putting effort into my email list on Where's Sharon. Now, at that point, I was already getting 50,000 page views per month, and I had 100 people on my email list, right? So pathetic. I'd always had well, maybe not always. For a while, I had a sign up form anyway, but it was just on the sidebar, which does pretty much nothing in my experience. So I had 100 people out of all those views over many years. So I just wish I'd started earlier, right? I should have been doing a much better job. So what can you do about it in the beginning? Well, the first thing you need to do if you don't already have anything set up is that you need to join up with an email marketing service. So this is a company that stores email addresses for you. So when people sign up, it goes into their database, and then you use that to email them. Now, MailChimp is a good one when you're starting out. I find it hard. I don't really want to recommend them because I actually really hate them. I find them really hard to use. But I use them in the beginning, and if you don't have a budget for it, you get 2,000 people for free. So it's a good way to go if you don't want to spend any money and you just need to get started. Otherwise, Get Response, I think, is a really good starter place to go. That's what I use for Where's Sharon still, and I used to use it for Digital Nomad Wannabe. For Digital Nomad Wannabe now I use Active Campaign, which is what I'd recommend if you're getting really serious about emails and autoresponder series and automation and all of that. If you're new to it, don't worry about that. You don't need that. You don't need to spend the extra money for that. Get Response will do you really well, and if you don't want to spend anything, just stick with MailChimp. So once you get the service, at the very least, at the beginning, I'd recommend making a pop-up. Now, I know there's always people going, oh, I hate pop-ups. I go off a site if there's a pop-up. Please, like I always say, don't make business decisions off your gut or what you think you want to do or what someone else will do. Make it off actually trying it out. Now, so many sites use pop-ups. The big sites use them, and like I've never seen a negative impact of using them. Try it out. If you start seeing a really high bounce rate, then you'll know that it's not a good thing maybe, and you can rethink it. But I'm really doubtful you'll see that. Most people are going to hate you for it, and they are really effective. So, at least at the beginning, think about just having a pop-up. Okay, just at least get that email marketing service and put a pop-up. Now, what I really recommend you do as well when you're doing that is that you have what's called a lead magnet, or sometimes it's a content upgrade. They're kind of the same things, but content upgrades when you're being more specific about some type of freebie you'll give away to sort of upgrade the content you're showing them. So, a popular post on Where Sharon is Bali with kids, right? So for a content upgrade, I've got a PDF version of that article. It's a really long article, and lots of people do sign up for the PDF. So it was really easy for me to create that. It's valuable for people coming to my site and for my readers. And, people will give me their email address for a copy of that. So that's like a content upgrade, and you could call it a lead magnet as well. So sort of any sort of freebie you can sort of give away is like a lead magnet. And if it's specific for content, it's called a content upgrade. But if you're just starting out and you're feeling overwhelmed, at least just try and think of something you could give away in that pop-up for your target audience. So when you're also building your email list, you want to think about who is your target audience? Who do you want on that email list? Now, you don't just want everybody, right? Like I have some popular posts that are really more appealing to backpackers. Now, I don't have content upgrades on those posts because they're not the people I want to attract, right? I want families who want to travel. Ideally, I want families who are planning to travel because they're the ones who are going to spend money on affiliate links, and it's kind of easier to help them. So, so all my lead magnets are all about that. So my sort of general lead magnet on my site is like, I think it's top 10 tips for family travel, something like that, right? So you can think of saying like that for your niche and your target audience. What could you have? And just set up a pop-up. There's lots of free pop-up plugins you can use, and we'll talk about them in the group. And just start doing that at least. Now, when you want to get slightly more serious about it, what I really recommend is that, so for popular posts that you do it at least. So what posts on your site get regular traffic? So like I said, for me, Bali with Kids gets a lot of traffic. So I have a downloadable just for that page. Now, these ones are really powerful. I get a much higher conversion rates, much more people signing up on the posts where I have a specific content upgrade. Another one I have is like Taipei with Kids. So I've got a list of like 10 things to do there or whatever. And then I have a downloadable checklist that has like 50 things in Taipei to do with kids. So I researched and found every single thing possible I could possibly find that you could do in Taipei with Kids, and I put it in a checklist. So a lot of people sign up for that as well. And I do that I have quite a lot of them for all my sort of more popular posts. Now, it can sound overwhelming, but actually it's really quite easy. I use OptinMonster, which is my really highly recommended tool for increasing your email subscribers. It's really good for pop-ups and for some other types that we'll talk about in a minute. And it really just takes me minutes to set them up and to just put them on specific posts or categories or whatever. I use it for Digital Nomad Wannabe as well. So when I create a new content upgrade, and most content upgrades I create probably would only take me like 5 minutes. They're quick and easy. They don't have to be extensive. Then it'll just take me like another 5 minutes to set up the pop-ups, to set up the email marketing service so it emails out people. So it's really quick and easy once you get the process set up right. And there's a lot about that in my most recent blog post on Digital Nomad Wannabe. So you can go to the homepage of Digital Nomad Wannabe and you'll see my post about increasing your email subscribers, and it will show you like exact pop-ups and stuff that I use on Where's Sharon and all the other different types of opt-ins I use that I'll talk about a bit more in this talk soon. But you can see them in that post with their exact conversion rates and how just changing wording changed my conversion rates and stuff as well. So yeah, you want to think about your more popular posts. You could think about having different lead magnets for those. Or sometimes in the group, people have said, you know, like they have a post that suddenly goes viral and what they can do to optimize it. Definitely, if you're suddenly getting a ton of traffic to a post, try to quickly create a lead magnet to get those people as email subscribers so you can keep getting them back to your site. So that's a really good way to get more email subscribers as well. Now, for more serious email collectors, like I am definitely now in Digital Nomad Wannabe, I make it part of my plan when I do my content planning. So I'll sort of do about a month of content planning at a time. For each new post that I plan to create, I also plan what freebie I'm going to have, what downloadable for my email subscribers. So for me, it's integral. It's just the same as anything else. If I'm creating a new post, I think, how can I create an upgrade for that, just so I'm constantly getting as many subscribers as I can. And also because I'm also offering value to my readers. So sometimes there's people who are already readers sign up for it. That's fine too. You know, it grows my relationship with them. If it's someone new to the site, you know, they see even more so how much value I can offer. So it helps to nurture those relationships as well as gets me the email addresses. So like most things in blogging, when you get like that win-win, that's when you're going to have the most success. So in fact, if you go to the post about email subscribers that I was just talking about, you'll see the option to download 8 steps to dramatically increase email subscribers in one day. So it's a downloadable PDF. You might want it yourself anyway after listening to this. If you go to that post, you can see my pop-ups in action, you can sign up, and then you can get that downloadable. So that's what I created specifically for this, and I did it as part of my content plan when I decided to update that post and talk about it now. So there's lots of good things that come out of that. Now, I also recommend when you're doing content upgrades, if you can with your email marketing service, and most you can in some way, is to tag the subscriber in some way. Now, if that overwhelms you at the moment, you don't even have to do anything with it at the moment. But if you can somehow mark that person when they subscribe what thing they subscribe for, so what content upgrade or lead magnet they subscribe for, it can be quite powerful later. So by this I mean if someone downloads my email subscriber list, I'll mark them with a tag email subscribers, right? So I know that person's interested in email subscribers. Now what this gives me is later, you know, if I created a product on email subscribers, then I know who to sell it to. They're the people interested. Or it just gives me a really good idea of the people in my email list and what they're interested in, you know. So part of when I decided to create a niche site course was that I could see how many people in my email list were interested in niche sites. You know, were those people more engaged than the people interested in blogging, for example? I could tell by the open rates. And it's another way to sort of research my target audience through my email list. So it's really handy to have those tags, and you don't have to already have a product or something in mind. This can help you create them later, or like I said, just to learn what they're interested in. So tag them if there's any way you can. And when you do get more sophisticated, you can use those tags to send out different emails. So if next week I created another post about email subscribers, maybe I would just send it to them, and I would send, you know, someone else who's in my list but didn't sign up for that, but signed up for blogging monetization, downloadable, something about blogging monetization, for example. So I can just keep making sure I offer the best value I can to people on my email list depending on what they're interested in. Now, what are the best ways to get people to sign up? Well, okay, so pop-ups, they are really powerful. Like I talked about before, don't go with your gut, just try them out. They're usually very successful. What I find even more successful than a pop-up is actually an opt-in link. Now, by opt-in link, this is where you'll see on the page, like especially if you go to that post, and I'll link to it below as well about how to get email subscribers. There's like a click here to download, you know, 8 steps to dramatically increase email subscribers in one day, or whatever. So I'll have some type of call to action. And when people click on it, a little pop-up box will come up and they can put their email address in there. Now, I actually find those the most powerful for getting subscribers. I think in that post you can see I was finding they got about an 8% conversion, so that's really good. The good thing with that is I think sometimes people click on them, like a normal pop-up might appear and we can be a bit blind to pop-ups, or you just think, I don't want to give your email address. But when people click on that link, they've sort of already committed to wanting that product, so it's like they're much more likely to put their email address in and get it. So I find those really powerful, and there is more in that article about how to set that up. It's very easy in OptinMonster yet again. Now, like there's sidebar, which I found to be useless. I end up removing it. I also use footer sign-up forms, so this is just underneath the post. There'll be like one that's relevant for that post. And there's other ones like that. So there's a lot about this in the article. Now, something else you should be trying to do. Now, first off, if you're not already doing this, I don't want to overwhelm you, just get something up. But then over time, you should be doing split testing. You should be testing what works. Can you do it better? So in that article as well, you'll see how I was doing split tests for different pop-ups, and they can be, and for other types of subscribe forms, and they can be quite a difference to how many people sign up depending on the wording and how it looks. So it can be quite remarkable. And what you've got to remember is that even just a 1% difference, right, over a year, that could be a really big difference. You know, even if you just had 100,000 people come to your site over a year, that's 1,000 more subscribers, for example. So you really should be trying to optimize it. If you use OptinMonster to split testing, is really easy, but I'm sure there's other products out there where you can do it too. But it's also just something to think about as you go forward. But in the beginning, just what you really want to do is make sure you've got an email marketing service. Make sure you have a pop-up at least, and get yourself a lead magnet, even if it's just one for the whole site. That would be great for your target audience. And that really should be enough to start seeing quite a big difference in your email subscribers. Now, if you're already doing all those things, look at what other posts are popular, what more lead magnets could you add. Start thinking about adding them to every post as you create them, like I do in Digital Nomad Wannabe. Think about, if you're not using opt-in links in particular, really think about giving them a go and not just using pop-ups. And if you're not even using pop-ups, give it a go before you write it off. So yeah, I hope you found that useful. You should check out the blog post, and you should definitely join the Facebook group and do the challenge starting this weekend, which is a list building challenge. So we'll get together, I'll give you more tips, and we'll all help each other be motivated and grow some subscribers. I'll just do a quick check. Nothing's popped up in here, just to try and see if it's a question anywhere else that I haven't seen, because that happens. Which is really annoying. No, okay, well, as always, you can ask a question below or in the group, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. So yes, come and join the challenge, and join me again next week. I think I'm talking about post optimization. So lots more fun things to talk about. So see you then.